Hey guys, welcome to Sudbepidi's Urwok of Introduction to Sakha. We're on, as I just said, the 21st lesson. We'll go ahead and get right into it. We'll just say the talar, which is vocabulary. We have bihigi, which most of you already know by now. But if you don't, that means we. Bihigi ipit, our dishware or our dishes. Bihecha, to us, the French man who adapted or translated the original textbook, put chez nous, which means like to us, or it means at our house. So to us or at our place, aka chez nous. All right. Then we have salabar, which is samovar in English, which is a Russian word, samovar. But as you see here, that's what it looks like. I'm going to zoom out a little bit just to make sure you guys can see. Well, no, I'll zoom in first so you can see the blurb. But a samovar is a metal thingamajig that you put a kettle in and use it to make tea or boil water. And it's in Russia. And as you see there, it's in Central Asia, apparently South Asia, well, like India. I don't know. So there you go. That's a samovar. We're going to see that word a lot today. Then we have chanuk. If you're on the phone, I'm sorry. Please make it full screen because I'm scared if I zoom in too much, it's going to cut off part of the screen. That happened, I think, in the last video, like at the very end. I was like, oh crap. And I wasn't going to re-record like a whole 30 or 40-minute video just for that little part. Unless, people comment, like, please redo it, I'll do it. But anyway, chanuk means teapot. Urun chanuk means a teapot for boiling tea. Urung means white. Altang, copper. Chaska, cup. Ustakan, glass. Bulude, tray. Nuoska, spoon. Argut, to boil. Audit, sometimes. I think some of these dishes words, like chaska, ustakan, bulude, nuoska, maybe not all of them. Some of those might be from Russian. I apparently did not put the Russian. I've been putting the Russian, like the words from Russian. I put the Russian in parentheses and highlight it or color it green, dark green. So, but I forgot to do that there. So we'll just have to find out some other time. All right. Remarks on grammar. So today we're going to do the plural possessive. That's a fancy way of saying our or ours. In all its forms. Y'alls and y'allses. And I know pretty much nobody spells y'allses out loud, like spells it out, but we should. Let's see. Let's scooch this down. And then, and then their and theirs. So how do you say, like, their father? Agalara. How do you say, how do you say y'all's day? Kun, 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 kun. I'm having a little trouble with that double n. Kun, something like that. How do you say our day? Kumut. So some of the final sounds will change as we've learned before. We're just going to drill through it real quick. So if the noun that you're possessing, you're saying are, blah, 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 you put the possession after in Sakha. And if that word ends in ya, la, or la, then you put but, bit, but, or but, such as aga to agabut, iye to iyebit, wall to walbut, kutter to kutterbut. I didn't translate all of the words. Some of them I reckon you guys will remember from previous lessons. If there's any you don't know and want to know, because it would take too long to translate everything out loud, ask me or feel free to look it up into sakha.ru. All right. If the possessed noun, if the thing that you have ends in k, plus, ta, or ch, then you're going to add put, pit, put, or put, depending on the vowel harmony. It's going to match the vowels. Escape becomes escapet. Our cabinet, our cupboard, our closet. Tease, tease, pit. Ahoch, ahoch, put. Our furnace or oven. I said I was going to translate. Whoopsie. Tunuk, tunuk, put. All right. Then if it ends in ma, na, or nga, then you're going to add mut, mit, mut, mut. I don't know if I'm saying that final ta sound as soft as they do. I'm pretty sure when I hear it, when I listen, I shadow, I copy, I don't hear them saying like mut. Like it's not that English, standard English t. But it may be not as light as I'm saying mut, mut. I think it's like that. Mut, mit, mut, mut. Alright. An, mut. So that final N changes to an M. Ting, ting, mit. Our squirrel. Oron, oron, mut. Kun, kun, mut. Actually, I think... Oh, man. Okay, if there's any Sakha people watching this, let me know. Is that a mistake? Should it be timit or oromut? I feel like it should, especially at least this one. This one has got to be oromut with an M. That N has got to change to an M because look, kun becomes kumut. It changes. That's one of the rules that we've learned. And I'm pretty sure it's the same with the preceding one. But I'm just going to highlight it orange. If I find out at some point and remember, I'll put it in a pinned comment for you guys. So if you're watching this, check the pinned comment if it's there. Okay, then if we're saying y'all's blah, 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 y'all's father, y'all's mother, y'all's window, y'all's cupboard, y'all's furnace, if the word that you're having is ending a, e, o, or u, or a diphthong, then you're going to add rit, rit, rut, rit. And so that's that r sound. And that it means R blah blah blah. Aga, father, agarit, y'all's father. Iye, mother, yeret, y'all's mother. Aga, agarut. Kulu, kulurit. Tie, tierit. Or tierit. The E kind of changes to an I at the end sometimes. Alright, if you have the word ending in I, u, y, la, or the, then it's going to be gut, git, gut, gut. Are, gut, kihi, kihi, git, ubai, gut, wall, gut. Woo, there's a lot of forms in this one. So then ka, pa, sa, and ta, we have kut, kit, kut, kut. Escape, kut. Tease, kit. Olopos, kut. Tunuk, kut. And yeah, again, like if any Sakha people are watching this, I know it's not y'all's job, and so if you do, I appreciate it. But if you do see any mistakes that I'm not picking up on, yeah, don't be offended to let me know. Even if you're not a teacher, you're not a linguist or what have you, feel free to let me know if you're like, oh, I think that's misspelled or what have you, because no judgment to the translator of this original textbook, but there's a lot of typos, and I fixed most of them, but there might be a few that I miss. All right, if the word ends in ha, then you're going to add hut, hit, hut, hut, and that's going to give us that representative, beautiful Sakha sound, that ka sound. Anach plus hut, we get anachat. Sudech plus hit, sudechat. Ahoch plus hut, ahokut. Ahokut, yeah. Buch plus hut, buchut, buchut, buchut. Hey, it might not. Does it change in that case? Buch, hut, buchut, buchut, buchut. I think it does. I feel like maybe it's just softer in that vowel, because it's a front vowel. But I may be transferring my Mongolian to this language a little bit. I like to be transparent with you guys. I hope I'm not ruining the magic. of me being a professional teaching Yakut, but I make it very clear I'm not a native, so voila. All right, nga. Then you're gonna add ngut, ngit, ngut, ngut, and that's gonna give us that other Sakha representative sound that is kind of like a double nga, ang plus ngut. That final end changes to a nga, ngut, ting plus ngit, ting ngit, oron plus ngut, oron ngut, kun plus ngut, kun ngut. All right. Lastly, theirs, their dad, their mom, blah, blah, blah. Vowels, diphthongs, or la. We're going to add, and this one's a lot easier. We're going to add, this is just like the plural endings we learned before. We're going to add the plural ending, and we're going to add a vowel that goes with it. So lar plus a, ler plus e, lor plus o, lur plus u. So lara, lere, loro, luru. Aga, agalara, ie, ielere, wal, walara, tubu, tubuluru, tie, tielere. Voiceless consonants, ka or the voiceless consonants which are ka, pa, sa, ta, or ka. Then you can add tara, tire, toro, tudu. Uskap, uskaptara. Tis, tere. Ohoch, ohochtara. Tunuk, tere. Quarat, quaratara. And you have that double T there, and that's kind of a double T similar to the double T in Korean or the tensed T with the little tsu before it in Japanese. If you know either of those languages, that sound will be easier. Quaratara. Ya ora, we're going to add dara, tere, toro, tudu. Ubai, ubadara. Sirei, sirei tere. Dogor, dogordara. Dogordara. Kutter, kutter tudu. And then ba, da, unga. We're going to add dara, dere, doro, dudu. An, annara. Ting, ting nere. Oron, oron noro. Tulun, tulun nudu. Yeah, there we go. I feel like it's like rapping when you're reading that, like skaptara, tis tere, hochtara, turuk tere, quaratara. Yeah. So much fun. As the author said, it's evident from the table that the initial consonant of the affix but changes in the same way as with the affix bot of the negative form of the verb. What is he talking about? Agabut, iabit, kutrbut. Oh, like it becomes like but becomes put and mut and gut and gut, etc. So the same thing, like when you say, I don't know, bilbitten, but if it's after like another consonant, it's gonna change. Like bot could become pot or whatever. That's probably what he's talking about. Linguistic mumbo jumbo. The initial consonants of the affix rt changes in the same way as with the dative suffix ra. Effectively, the affix lara is composed by adding affix to the plural suffix, the plural affix lara. All right, that's interesting, but like you don't really need to know that. If you get it, cool. If you're into that kind of linguistic stuff, cool. You want to make those comparisons, awesome. But if not, it doesn't matter. You just make it. He's trying to help you make some connections in the system to help the system make more sense. But you can also see those connections for yourself over time, and you will. As with the singular words in the possessive form of the first or second person, there's a grammar mistake in here. Oh, wait, okay. As with the singular, words in the possessive form of the first or second person may take a personal pronoun in front of them, but can also go without them. Thus, bihigi agabut, ehigi agagut. So, our father, y'all's father, though one may also say simply agabut, or agagut, meaning still our father or y'all's father. In the third person, the determinative word is more obligatory. So if you're saying they, or he or she, then it's more, or at least they. He didn't say if it applies to he or she. I feel like it does, actually. But anyway, in the third person, the determinative word is more obligatory, meaning you kind of have to keep it. Kiriler, agalara, their father. Agalar, ielere, the children's mother. Jonnor, ulelere, the people's jobs. Possessive affixes in the plural can also be added to plural stems. In such instances, they indicate that some or many objects belong to some or many possessors. Yeah, so bihigi aga agalarput, our fathers. So like me and your, like my father and your father, for example. Ihigi ielere y'all's mothers. Ogalar ielere, the children's mothers, the children's mother. So it's, I put both because it's not really clear. Like these probably are going to be yours and mine, or y'all's and mine, or yours and ours, because most people only have one father, one mother, right? But these, ağalar iyileri, it could be the children's, it could be like the children's mothers, or it could be the children's mother. It's not clear. Canlar üyeleri, the people's jobs, or the people's job. As is evident from this, the senses of their father and their fathers are both expressed by a means of one and the same formulation, which is what I just said. Kiniler agalara. This follows from the fact that the plural character of the possessive form itself in the third person is expressed by the means of the suffix lar and lara. Therefore, if one wishes to show the plural character of the appertaining object, there's no other formal means available to do so. That, see, this is why I don't like linguistics, because all of that could have been summed up so much easier, which I already did here, and just say, this could mean the children's mothers or the children's mother. The possessed can be plural or singular, but the possessor is going to be plural either way. Merry Christmas. All right, let's get into it. Let's do some sentences, y'all. So we have che I hite is this reading section. Bihigi hipit elbech. We have a lot of pots, dishes, and containers. Sorok ihiti cheike turuaralar. Sorok ihiti ebiake. Some dishes are set for tea and some dishes are set for putting luncheon. Yeah, so that ge in chege, and tea in ihit, or sorry, e in ihite. Wait, no. Sorry, the ge after chege and the ke after ebiet, which becomes ebieke. Those are dative case, which in a lot of languages just means to the tea, to the lunch. But in Sakha, it could also mean for tea, as in like tea time, or for lunch. Yeah. And ebiet or ebieke, or sorry, ebiet is often translated as supper because it's like the biggest meal of the day, which is the midday meal in a lot of cultures, and apparently in Sakha, I'm guessing, in Sakha Republic, at least traditionally. Alright. Bihiche, bir, ulahan, altan, salabar, bar. I totally did not translate that last sentence. Alright, on your guys' end, it is a clear continuation, or it's a clear transition, but I had to step away for a bit. I think I've calmed down a little bit. I was a little bit worked up earlier. I was a bit high energy. But anyway, I'm just gonna finish reading through these sentences with you guys. So I'll read this number 2 again. Sorok ihiti cheige turuaralar. Sorok ihiti ebiake turuaralar. Some dishes are set for tea and some are set for putting your lunch in. Yeah. Not the clearest, not the smoothest translation, but I hope you can get the meaning. For the sake of time, as I said last time, I'm going to just read through. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. But if you have questions, please comment down below. Bihiche, bir, ulahan, altan, salabar, bar. We have a big copper samovar. And then I put this from the dictionary here, kumus, which is gold, or kumus. Urun kumus is silver. So kumus is gold or silver. Kohol kumus is gold. Urun kumus is silver. And I put that just kind of for myself because altang or something similar to that, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, in Mongolian means gold. So I used to think that altan in Sakha means gold, but no, it means copper. So interesting. I don't know if altan comes from Mongolian and somehow the meaning changed or how that works, but anyway. In Sakha it means copper, although some similar sounding word in Mongolian means gold. Okay. Kidi Turgenik Arguyara Yuchige Salabara Chanyakput Ikilera. It boils fast, and so it's a good samovar. We have 2 teapots. Oh, I should have probably put those separately. Actually, I'm gonna put that separately. Okay, we have 2 teapots. Okay, there we go. But this is literally teapot hour 2, because we have layer for the plural. And chanyuk is from Russian chainik, kettle or teapot. Okay, kura urun chanyuk salabarka turwalar. You put a small quote-unquote white teapot in the samovar, and as I mentioned up here in the vocabulary, urun chanyuk, urun chanya. Let me make sure I'm saying the correct word here. Oh yeah, urun chanuk. Yeah, urun chanuk is the teapot for boiling tea, but it's literally white teapot. I don't know why we call it that, but it's interesting, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, it is. So chanyuga. I think this is a typo. It should be channuga because the original word is chanuk. But actually, I'm just gonna highlight that. If you're watching this video, Sakha, and you have an idea, tell me if I'm right on that. Is that a typo? This book has too many typos. Anyway, you put a small white teapot in the samovar. Alright, onna che kotala. Their tea pour. They pour tea there or into there. Wanna usu bir ulahan hara chanyak bar. Yeah, theirs is chanyak too. Am I tripping? So theirs is. Every time I say I'm gonna go fast and just like not make the video too long, like stuff happens. So I'm pretty sure it's chanyak. Let me look it up in the dictionary. Let me copy the Russian word. What was it? Chinik. Yeah. And actually, I'm also gonna put this up here for us. So we have it there. That one's from Russian. Let me just pause this. I'll be right back. Okay, so I looked it up and I was slightly wrong. So this is a typo, at least according to the internet. The word is chanyuk. So we need the soft sign that looks like a little bee in there. So this here is chanyuk. Chanyuk. So that means that what we had down here was not typoed. So Chanyakbar is correct. And Chanyuk is correct. Check myself before I wreck myself. Alright. Onda arit che argutalar. Tea is sometimes boiled there. Bihigi chaskalarput ustakanarput wanna bülü helerpit uskapka turalar. And I put that because I corrected a typo, just to point out to you guys, like, I don't want you reading the book and then the original book. Well, I'd read the original book if you want, but I don't want you, when you read the original book, to see the typos, get confused, and think that you're wrong, because you're probably not. All right. And this means our cups, glasses, and saucers are in a cupboard/pantry. I think I translated uskap here before as closet, but when you look up pictures of uskap or the Russian version of it, it's like it's what we would call a pantry or a cupboard, depending on the type. Bihigi chaskalarput ustakanarput wanna bülü helerpit uskapka turalar. All right. Onna üsü kıra çayı nüaskallara arı ihite üt ihite bağlar. There are also small teaspoons, butter dishes, and milk pots. Bihigi chaskabut ağız ustakamut turt. We have 8 cups and 4 glasses. Salabare iem argutar. My mother sets the samovar to boil. So basically samovar and an for the accusative case, meaning it's the object, and then mother my, and then boils. Cheyi emie kini kotar. She also pours some tea. Ihiti baltam soyar. My little sister cleans the dishes. Or washes the dishes. Why did I say washes the dishes? Sounds more normal in English. All right, and then answer the questions. Feel free to answer the questions in the answer key, which I think I've included in the description box. If I haven't, I'll include it in this one. You can see his answers for it, or the original translator, or you can to check yourself, but you could also answer the questions yourself in your head or write it down, whatever's good for you. All right, so these questions are based on the previous text, or about yourself in some cases. So, ihigi ihikit elbechto. How many dishes y'all got? Ihiti twaka. Turwarallar. What do y'all put y'all's dishes in? That was the next one. I didn't highlight it, but voila. Ehiche hannak salabar bari. Which samovar is y'all's? Kini uchigeidwa. Literally, is he or she a good one? But in this case, is it a good one? Is it good? Chanyakut hachi. So we have chas being how much, and then the question in an e, so that sa becomes a ha, as it often does when it meets a vowel starting ending. Chahi. Chanyakut chahi. How many teapots do y'all have? Urun chanyak bardwa. Is there a white teapot, aka a teapot for boiling tea? Which is a teapot for boiling tea, a kettle for boiling tea, aka a teapot. And the question mark is for the sentence. It's a question sentence. It's not a question to what I put after before it. Sorry, guys, I'm getting tired. It's very late. I just wanted to finish this and quit leaving y'all hanging for so long. So doing my best. Kinini, haidach, kanalari. How do you use it? Olahan, chanyak bari. Is there a big teapot? Onna tugu kanalari. What does it do there? Don't you just love when there's so many Indians? So you have the third person ending, the plural lar, the question ending. It's just so cool. I like it. Okay, ehigi. Oh, and that means what does it do there? Um, that could also be like what do you put there? It's not literally put, but there was some sentences in this book um that meant something like that. But actually, I think the reason I didn't put that as an option was I think in this sentence, "Olakala chanyak bari." Is there a big teapot? Okay, and I think there is one. So, aha, soup, olakal chanyak bar. There is a big teapot. And then, anya tugu kanalari. I think that what they're saying is, I think what they mean by this is like what does it do? And then you would say like you boil tea or what have you. But you can double check the translator's document for his answers if you want more guidance on that, or ask me in the comments later when I'm awake. Ehigi chaspigit istakanget piliheget hanna turalari. Where are y'all's cups, glasses, and saucers set at? Where are they at? Uskapka usu toachbari. What else is there in the cupboard or closet? Ihigi chaskagut chahi. How many cups y'all got? Ustakanget chahi. How many saucers y'all got? Salabari. Salabari. Kim argutar. Who puts the samovar to boil? Chayi kim kotar. Chayi kim kotar. Who pours the tea? Ihiti kim soyar. Ihiti kim soyar. Who washes the dishes? My real accent is coming out because I'm tired. Iti John ihitere el berto. Do these people here have a lot of dishes? Kiniler salabardara. Hanaki. So that's Hanak meaning which, WH, ICH. And then the ending at the end turns that final cut into a ka. So Hanaki, kind of like we had with Hahi, how it changes. Which samavars are theirs? Chanyaktara Hahi. And that means how many kettles or teapots do they have? Chaskalara Wanna Istakandara Hahi. How many cups and glasses do they got? And then we have our translation section. You can pause this video and go do the translations yourself if you want to from the text, from the document in the information box below. Or you can just continue to immerse yourself with this video with my translations. Bihiki, Ostolo, Ostolo boy put ulahat. Our cafeteria is big. Kini ihite bert ebich. It has very many dishes. Ehigi, Oskualagat ulahandua. Is y'all's cafeteria big? Ucho talgat hahi. How many teachers y'all got? Agawut hahi. How many kids do y'all got? And you can answer these questions too if you want, I guess, if you're at school and they apply to you. But this is the translation section, so you don't really have to answer the questions. Kalaskut Hahi. How many classes y'all got? Itijong Urinir Asqualara Hanani. And then that's our question in the Hanna, where. So remember it's ui, and a word with a vowel, but if it ends in a vowel as well, then it's ni at the end. Hanani. Where is the school those people study at? Kiriler uchutallara elbechtua. Do they got a lot of teachers? I was totally doing my translations into Southern English. Kalastara hahi. How many classes they got? Bihigi uchutallarput sorochtara sahalar. Some of our teachers are Yakut. Ehigi agalargut imye sahalartua. Are y'all's kids also Yakut? Ehigit aganyar ilelirtua. Does y'all's all grampy work? Oh yeah, because it's like y'all's grandpa and an old man works ? And so I was like, how would I translate that? Y'all's old grandpa. The man who translated the original textbook, he just put like question. I think this exact sentence in the key for his translations, he skipped it, or he put like question marks or something, like he didn't get it. But as far as I understand, it's something like old gramps, old grampy, old grandpa. He's an old man and he's a grandpa. All right. Bihigi ehepet agonyar arit ulelir arit aljar. So our old grandpa sometimes works, but sometimes is sick. All right. Bihigi jiepet haha us. So our house has 3 rooms. You'll remember room is hos, but when we're saying the rooms of our house, we have to put the a, which is our genitive case. And that turns that sa into a light H. Ehigi jieret haha hahi. How many rooms are there in y'all's house? Kalasput tunige bies. Ahoga iki. In our class, there's 5 windows and 2 stoves. 2 stoves or 2 furnaces, because like, why would there be a stove in the classroom? Technically, in this case, it would be a furnace, or a heater. You could say simply a space heater or heater. All right. Tunik terbit olahannar. But ahoch could also be like a cooking stove. All right. Tunik terbit olahannar. Our windows are big, and friendly reminder that here we have the plural after the adjective. So you have to pluralize the adjective even though we don't do that in English. So that's why I put bigs in a literal translation. Ehigi kalaskut olahandua. Is y'all's classroom big? Or y'all's class big? Tunukut hahi. How many windows y'all got? Ahakut hahi. How many ovens or stoves or furnaces or oven? Yeah, did I put stove before? Stove is the top part. Yeah, shouldn't be stove. It should be oven or furnace. How many furnaces do y'all got? All right, did I put stove? I think I changed it. Yeah, I changed it to furnace. So there should be oven, not stove, though. My bad. All right. Tunik terkit olahanardo. Are y'all's windows big? Osqualagat orasto. Is y'all's school clean? All right. And I think we're done. Yeah. Awesome. Good job, guys. If you have any questions, like I always say, let me know in the comments below. If you are finding use of these lessons, let me know. If nothing else, but for my own encouragement, I greatly appreciate those who have told me that they are helped by these lessons, and feel free to check out my italki page if you want any personal lessons for beginners in Yakut, or if you study English, Chinese, or Korean. I teach those up to the upper, well, I teach Chinese and Korean up into the upper intermediate level, and I teach English to any level. All right, I will see you guys later. Bye.